Hey you guys, it's Rachel here with the Senza Tempo Cane Corso. So I've been fighting with these puppies, trying to keep them from jumping up on this dang wall the whole time, and all we hear is a bunch of scratching. And I finally got them to settle down a bit. You're welcome to all of the owners of this litter. I've been doing the work. I've been teaching them the way to respond to the word no and the psst and that. And they're doing much better. Look at that. Fantastical. No. Slotin, you're spoiled. He's like, Mama, I know how you are. He's like, you don't actually mean it. Psst, psst, no. Good dogs. Yeah, they were just jumping up on here repeatedly. It was just nothing but just the sound of claws. No. We're not going to eat the ground. Yeah, these guys have been great. And then this last week, I've been hearing about it, man. They've become a nightmare. Just tearing stuff up. And, yeah. And they're not even 8 weeks yet. They just turned 7 weeks. But they are cute. Very cute. Very good puppies. They listen very well. Once you do kind of, make your point. They're not fearful. They're confident. They take correction well. I like a dog that can take a correction and isn't fearful, isn't afraid. They learn and move on, and that's really what you want. Hello. No. Good girl. Good girl. Look at that tail wagging. Good girl. I have not made my selection yet. I will be soon, but I've got some time. I think all of these puppies are going to get cropped, and they're going to be here until next month. So I've got some time to make my selection, and I got to get Morgan over here to help me stack them out so we can get some pictures. I haven't had a chance to go over and look at Carrie's litter, but what I can tell you is that we only lost one more, which is a male. So I ended up losing, I think, 6 puppies altogether, and I've got 5 left. Only, I think, 2 females available. The males are already gone. They're already sold. And obviously not to breeding homes. I did speak. So this is one of the things that I really couldn't talk about that litter. Was basically that I was aware that it was in the lines after I had already bred Carrie. I didn't find out about it until I started going through this. And I talked with the breeder, where Carrie came from, and she said that she's going to remove those dogs from her lines, the last of those genetics. She said that her mother was not affected, but that but that it was in the lines. She basically had said that it had skipped a generation. Oh my God, you're too cute. And so anyway, instead of trying to work with it, keep a couple females back, see which one doesn't have it, knowing that it's genetic like that it'll skip generations is just, it just shows that it's genetic. It's in the lines. It wasn't anything that Carrie did wrong or that anybody did wrong. It wasn't environmental. It was literally genetic, and it's being recognized for what it is. I think the person that I got Carrie from, they thought that they didn't know that it was genetic. They knew that they had this issue going on, but they thought that it was bacterial in nature. And they were doing what they could to control it in the environment, and didn't know that what they were dealing with was an actual genetic issue. So I'm not going to place blame on that breeder. It's part of this job. Things can go wrong. And I was really thinking a lot about it recently, because what really bothers me, I'm not gonna lie, about people, is that people are so judgmental about dogs and puppies and breeding, and especially the breeders. Breeders get blamed anytime there's something that's produced and people want to gossip. But what I think is interesting is that nobody takes that amount of time and energy into finding a potential husband. I've never ever been asked for my health records on a date. I've never been asked if I have any health issues. I've never been asked to have anything checked. We will 100% fully procreate and bring forth human life, our own children, into this planet with nothing more than love and commitment and stability in life, and whatever, all the things that you would look for in a potential marriage for children. But none of that comes down to the health. And I've never seen a single person complain that their spouse was I can't believe you produced a child with an overbite. I can't believe you produced a child with, whatever health issue it is. You know what I'm saying? It's it's just weird to me. You know what I mean? I just lately, it's just been very annoying to me that people will go out of their way and talk about good breeders this and good breeders that and blah, 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 and about health issues, this and that. And then they'll just go, we all got our children, and people's, I'm not saying nothing about people's children that got problems, but all I'm saying is that, ain't nobody yelling at you for producing a child with a health condition. You know what I'm saying? And you created it. I didn't. You know what I mean? I did not create these puppies, right? I bought a female from somebody else, and I got what I got. You know what I mean? And I bred it, and it is what it is. And she did too. She bought her dogs from somebody, and whatever. It's just, it's weird to me, the psychology behind it. And I'm not gonna lie, the older and the longer I get into this, the more I don't care. It's not that I don't care about breeding healthy dogs, but that I don't care how people feel about knowing that there are dogs out there that are born sometimes with health issues. It's just duh. Name anywhere where people don't, where there are not health issues being produced somewhere, in some species, in some family. And unless you're going to bring that energy to your life, to your spouse, to your children's boyfriends and blah, 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 you know what I mean? That I don't want to hear about it anymore. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. And I've told that to people. People are well, I want to make sure, and I blah, 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 and I da, 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 da. And I just laugh, and I'm just imagine, do you know what they call it in people when you try to do what people want breeders to do? It's called eugenics, and it hasn't worked out very well. There's a pretty famous guy that tried it, and it didn't work out too well for him. So I think we all need to be a little bit more rational and logical about the breeding and just life in general. Just forget even breeding, just life in general has flaws, and every single species on this planet has flaws, and sometimes you will be affected by those flaws, and sometimes you won't. And there's health issues in my family. I have celiac disease. You know what I mean? I have an overbite, not a huge one, not one that you could really even tell, but I do. I have an overbite. In fact, I even tried to I was in the mirror and I was looking at it, and I was I wouldn't even like my face if I fixed my overbite, because it brings my jaw out more and makes my face look more masculine, and I don't like that. But my point is that maybe we all need to just relax a little bit and realize that sometimes things happen. And in the same way that we do not expect genetic perfection out of our spouses and out of our children, maybe we shouldn't expect it out of breeders either. You know, as long as a breeder is doing what they can, they're health testing, and like me, like whenever I found out about Carrie, I moved her out of my program, and the breeder that she found out about her lines, because her lines are Carrie's lines, and then like, as long as the people are doing what they need to do to take care of it and being responsible, then why don't we just leave it alone? Just leave people alone and quit being so nasty. Because it very much seems that people practice all of their bigotry and bias against dog breeders and dog breeds in general. And it's weird to me, and I don't like it. I don't know. And maybe this whole thing with Carrie has really brought it to the forefront for me, but you know, it just is what it is. You know what I mean? So the thing about it is like, it was so hard for me to be able to talk about it openly, because God forbid I say something about the breeder and then everybody's like trying to trash on that breeder. And it's like, so I have to be careful with what I say, but I shouldn't have to be. I only have to be because people are so unreasonable about it. And a lot of them are even breeders. But people need to stop. We need to stop shaming people for producing a health problem so long as they don't breed that health problem. There's nothing wrong with producing the problem. There's a problem with reproducing it, with continually using it, things like that. But we shouldn't shame each other for that kind of stuff. And maybe, just maybe, if we didn't do that, maybe more people would be open and honest, and we would really realize how frequently some of this stuff happens and find better ways of breeding away from it. Maybe even realize that we have an issue that maybe we need to find a genetic variable for, so that we can figure out how to test for it. Things like that. You know what I mean? The more the people are able to be open and honest, the more likely we are to figure out the cause of something and then potentially the cure. Anyway, so that's all I got to say about it. Just my little 2 cents. I hope that you guys are having a good day, and I will talk at you later. Bye.